Recording. Hello, everyone. Please enter your name in the chat box in order to make sure that you are marking your presently. And here we are again for the second session of the afternoon, first session of the afternoon and second session of mine. Uh, so we were talking about roles and responsibility of the sponsorer, right? So in that, we have seen many aspects of what all level the sponsorer has to take care in order to make sure that all the clinical trial are adhering to the protocol and following ethical consideration, and he has to keep a close eye on whatever activities are going on during the clinical trial, before the clinical trial, and after the clinical trials are done. Samruddhi, you have any question since you have raised your hand? I guess no, I can't go back to the chat session when I'm doing the full screen. Okay. Uh, if you have, we can discuss it at the end of the session. Okay. So next thing that sponsorer has to keep a close eye on is the safety information. So the sponsorer is responsible for ongoing safety evaluation of investigational products. So the sponsor should promptly notify all the concerns or investigate. So we have seen this particular point, which is in regarding with the safety information of the investigational product. So we are supposed to talk about adverse drug reaction reporting, and this is a huge task. Reporting an adverse drug reaction to the IRB and IEC is one of the most important tasks you always have to keep in your head, because if there are any adverse event, if there are any serious adverse reactions that are happening, then it is the duty of the principal investigator, main duty of the principal investigator and sponsorer to notify the same to the IEC and IRB. So the sponsorer should expedite the reporting to all the concerned investigators, institutions, to the IRBs and IECs where required, and to regulatory authorities of all adverse drug reactions that are both serious and unexpected. So expedite, that means expedite delivering of the message of this adverse reaction and unexpected serious adverse event. Okay. Such expedited reports should comply with the applicable regulatory requirements and with the ICH guideline called clinical safety data management. So after the report has been sent to the IRB and IEC, they also have to react. IEC and IRB also has to reply in the expedited manner only, so that the issue can be taken care of. The sponsor should submit the regulatory authorities all safety updates and periodic reports as required by applicable regulatory requirements. So during this period of time, if there are anything that any reports, any documents that are taking place, that are to be submitted to IEC, that has to be done. Okay. Then monitoring should be, so this was about adverse drug reaction. So both the investigator and sponsorer or the institute are equally responsible for reporting of the same. Then monitoring should be appointed by sponsorer. Monitors should be appointed by the sponsorer. The monitor should follow the sponsorer's established written SOPs as well as those procedures that are specified by the sponsorer for monitoring a specific trial. So as I have told you this thing before also, if any company is a sponsor for some investigational drug, for some investigator, then they appoint their own monitor who will go ahead and check the smooth conduct of the clinical trial. The monitor should submit a written report to the sponsor after each trial site visit or trial related communication. So it has to be reported and given to the sponsor. The purpose of sponsor's audit, which is independent and separate from the routine monitoring or quality control function. So monitoring to hai hi, like There is a monitor appointed by the sponsor, and he is monitoring the ongoing trial. But at the same time, there are intermittent audits also taking place. So these audits are actual audits which will make sure that everything is in compliant with the GCP. Okay, so the sponsor's audit plan and procedures for the trial audit should be guided by importance of the trial submission to regulatory authorities and the number of subjects in the trial, the type and complexity of the trial, and the level of risk to the trial subject and any identified problems. So, agar if we talk about the current situation, which is COVID-19, if currently the clinical trials are going on, so there are many intermittent audits that are happening, who are taking care of the fact that everything is in check and all the complexities are taken care of, and all the risk levels are not increasing. Yeah, feel like the risk that a subject might face, that are taken care of. Okay, so there is no unethical, because currently we are in need of this vaccine, right? So there are many procedures which are happening at the expedite rate, but to make sure that even at the expedite pace, everything is under the regulatory control, the intermittent sponsors audit are taking place. And currently, if you talk about COVID-19, all the audits, all the money that is been required for clinical trial is funded, given by government agencies, right? None of the private companies, or if there are any even the private companies are getting funds from the government agency, because this is a national, international, what you say, calamity that has happened, right? So, moving on. Non-compliance. Okay, non-compliance means every something that is not taking in place with the written protocol. So non-compliance with the protocol, SOPs, GCP, and other applicable regulatory requirements by an investigator or institution, or by members of the sponsor staff, should lead to prompt action by sponsor to secure the compliance. So if there is any non-compliance that is happening at any of this level, a sponsor has to make sure that there is a prompt action against it, and they have secured the compliance back to its place. Okay, if the monitoring or auditing identifies serious and oblique or persistent non-compliance on the part of an investigator or institution, the sponsor should terminate the investigators or institution participation in trials. So if you see there is consistent non-compliance going on, then they can do the termination of such investigator or such institution. When an investigator's or institution participation is terminated because of non-compliance, the sponsor should notify promptly to the regulatory authority. So तुमने उसको terminate तो कर दिया है, but then ultimately you'll have to report it to the regulatory authorities also, stating some the reason of termination. Then premature termination or suspension of a trial. So what it is, if a trial is prematurely terminated or suspended, the sponsor should promptly inform the investigator or institution and the regulatory authorities of the termination or suspension and the reason of the termination or suspension. So why the premature termination or suspension can happen? See, if there is a clinical trial and it has just started, just they have administered a drug, and immediately you see some adverse event in more than one person, yeah, if some life threatening event, then those trials are terminated or suspended. If you see any non-compliance happening, then those kind of a trial also are terminated or suspended. If you see if there are any ethical issues that are going on, then those trials are also prematurely terminated or suspended. Okay, so the IRB, so in that case also, the sponsor promptly has to inform the investigator or institution and the regulatory authorities about the termination and why it is getting terminated. Okay, the IRB and IEC should also be informed promptly and provided the reason for termination or suspension by the sponsor or by the investigator or institution as specified by the applicable regulatory requirements. So why you are terminating, that has to be justified. Okay. Then clinical trial or study reports, whether the trial is completed or prematurely terminated. The sponsor should ensure that the clinical trial reports are prepared and provided to the regulatory agencies as required by the applicable regulatory requirement. So it is very important. अगर वो बीच में खत्म हो गया या फिर सस्पेंड हो गया या फिर कंप्लीट हो गया with positive result, with negative result, whatever result could be, the report of the same has to be submitted to the regulatory authorities as per the requirement. And the sponsor should also ensure that the clinical trial reports in marketing application meet the standards of ICH guideline for structure and content of the clinical study report. So it is as good as writing a research paper on the clinical trial that you have conducted. देन मल्टी सेंटर ट्रायल्स अभी मैंने बोला था कि लाइक देयर कुड बी मल्टी सेंटर्स फॉर सिंगल ट्रायल. ठीक है, if I want to enroll say 500 to 1000 people, maybe it is not possible for me to conduct the trial in the same facility for 500 to 1000 people. So then I'll be selecting multiple trial sites. ठीक है, multiple clinical research organization. So one of the clinical research organization might have 200 people's capacity, subjects capacity. Another might have 300 subjects capacity, something like that. So accordingly, by incorporating 4 to 5 sites, I am completing the number of subjects of 500 to 1000, whatever is my number. So the sponsor should ensure that all investigators conduct the trial in strict compliance. So in this case, what you see is, see, if the trial is going on at multi-center, okay, that is more than one center, then what is going to happen? If at one of the site there is an adverse drug reaction that has happened, then it becomes sponsor duty to let know the other investigators that at this particular site, one of the patients, there are two, more than one of the patient they are having adverse drug reaction, so we will terminate or suspend the trial. So imagine in multiple trial sites या फिर multi-center trials, you have more than one principal investigators working on the same trial, because one principal investigator will be confined to one trial site only. So for another trial site, we'll have another principal investigator. So accordingly, then it becomes sponsor's responsibility कि ये principal investigator ने अगर मुझे कुछ report किया है, तो वो same reporting मुझे उन्हें स्पॉन्सर को दूसरे प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स को करना पड़ेगा. Are you understanding this point of mine? When I'm talking about multi-center trials and why sponsor has to report to the investigator, because he is the middleman between the n number of principal investigators who are working at n number of trial sites. Okay. So investigators conduct the trial in strict compliance with the protocol agreed to by the sponsor and if required by the regulatory authority and given approval or favorable opinion by the IRB and IEC. So all the principal investigators who are working at the different sites under the same sponsor will be strictly adhering to the protocol that has been mentioned by the sponsor. Okay. The CRF, that is case report forms, are designed to capture the required data at all multi-center trial sites. And for those investigators who are collecting additional data, supplemental CRF should also be provided that are designed to capture the additional data. So this is one of the addition to CRF, that if you want to capture the additional data under the case report form, then they will be provided with the such documentation. See, case report form, I'm telling you this again and again, case report form is different for every individual subject. Okay? For subject 1, the CRF will be different. Subject 2, the CRF will be different. It will be his vital, his details. Okay? And his blood sample withdrawn report, या फिर his dosage report, his meal report, etc. will be there. Okay? So the responsibilities of coordinating investigators and other participating investigators are documented prior to the start of the trial. ठीक है, तो किसका क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज रहेगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ coordination of the trial is decided beforehand. So all investigators are given instructions on the protocol on complying with the uniform set of standards. So it becomes very crucial at this particular point of time when the single trial is going on at multiple centers, right? So if you are thinking right now, let me tell you this also. I don't know whether you guys know it or not, but then for COVID-19 also, the Covaxin, which has been investigated by India, and we are willing to do the trial. So we want to involve multiple nations in this clinical trial. So we have pitched to WHO to do so. Means like we are asking WHO to help us out by enrolling other nations into Covaxin's trial. So at the same time, we'll be checking all, we'll be capturing all the population which will be in our possible limit in order to check the effect of Covaxin on COVID-19. So I don't know whether you guys have seen Dr. Soumya Swaminathan. She was pitching for that in WHO conference recently, and she justified why it would be useful for us to do this particular trial in multinational. Why we can make it as it as a multinational and what all benefits it can give us. So that is how it is. So you have to think about the big picture, how it will help others, and like how we can tackle it in a less period of time. Okay. So rather than each nation going ahead and conducting their own trial and investigating money, finding people for trial, because at this point of time, it is under this COVID-19 situation, you must be imagining people like us are not going out of the house. From where you will find people to get enrolled for the clinical trials of this vaccine, right? So that way we can target the huge number of population for enrolling into this clinical trial, and data will be justified, right? More the number of people, more data will be justified. Okay. So the all investigators are given instruction, blah blah, on the protocol and on complying with the uniform set of standards for assessment of the clinical and laboratory finding and on completing the CRS. Communication between the investigator is facilitated. Okay, so they can do that. Conclusion, the sponsor ensure the GCP compliance in clinical trials by implementing quality control and quality assurance. Monitoring and audits are intended to increase the subject protection and integrity of the data with quality risk management as the new QA approach. So conducting effective quality clinical trial is impossible unless everyone is in it. So this is very important. Effective quality clinical trial is impossible unless and until everyone is trying to put their best in the clinical trial with all the integrity and ethical justification. Okay, so this was about sponsor's responsibility when it comes to the clinical trial. So I think first lecture of mine got over in 30 minutes. I don't know why that is happening, but it just got over in 30 minutes. Uh, then I can see few participants here. Okay, let's talk to Naina. You're there?
Yes,
Naina?
ma'am.
Yes. So you are understanding by far whatever is going on?
Yes, ma'am. There.
Okay. So we are
Yes,
clear to
ma'am.
here. There are a lot many things to
Yes, ma'am.
incorporate. I hope I'm making it clear by giving you an example of COVID-19.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we will go move on to another topic, which I just wanted to show you guys about the clinical protocol design template. Okay. Let's see. So we have seen about what is a protocol, okay, and how the protocol design should be, and how does it look like. That is what I want to show you guys. So a conclusion of this clinical research protocol is: clinical research protocol is a systematically structured scientific framework of guidelines for clarifying the research question. Proper and appropriate solutions should only be drawn by applying appropriate protocol in clinical research study. So commonly used format of protocol format. Uh, Commonly used protocol format. So here are some they have given. So sponsorer's name you will be writing, clinical research protocol, and what is the name of your protocol. Then you will also write about the version date. If you have amended the protocol, then what version of that protocol it is that you will be writing. Then you will be writing the name of the investigation nil product. Then IND number in the sense investigational new drug number. ठीक है, IND number तुमको अगर याद रहेगा तो हमने ये लास्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा है. Then development phase, at what phase it is. Then sponsorer, the name of the sponsor and the address and the funding agency's details or investigator is the sponsor, all that you have to write over here. Then funding organization, ठीक है, कौन सा है. Then principal investigator's name, telephone, fax and email. Medical monitor का name, telephone, fax and email. Coordinating centers का address, ठीक है, if there is any, ठीक है, or and its detail. Then approval, the PI or sponsor signature should be there at the end of the approval with the name and the date. So this confidential information about an investigational product is provided for the exclusive use of investigators investigation of this product and is subject to recall at any time, and the information in this document may not be disclosed unless federal or state law or regulation requires such disclosure. Subject to the foregoing, this information may be disclosed only to those persons involved in the study who have a need to know, with the obligation not to further disseminate this information. So this confidentiality statements are made under the protocol format, that all this information that you will be writing in your protocol, this is the confidentiality statements that you will be writing, and then the PI or the sponsor has to sign it with the name and the date. Then protocol agreement comes. So I have read the protocol specified below. In my formal capacity as investigator, my duties. So this is the contract between the investigator. This is the document that investigator will be signing under the sponsorer. Okay. My duties include ensuring the safety and the safety of the study subject enroll under my supervision, and providing sponsor name with the complete, means providing the sponsorer with the uh, complete timely information as outlined in the protocol. It is understood that all information pertaining to study will be held strictly confidential, and that this confidentiality requirement applies to all study staff at the site. Furthermore, on behalf of the study staff and myself, I agree to maintain the procedure required to carry out study accordance with accepted GCP principles and to abide by terms of this protocol. So protocol number, protocol title, protocol date, investigator signature, name, site name and the address. Okay, so this is the protocol agreement with the sponsor and the between the sponsor and the investigator. Then protocol synopsis. So who is the sponsor? Who is the funding organization? Number of sites. How many number of sites? Now, just now I have told you about the multi-center sites. Multi-center trials. So in that case, how many sites are there? What is the rationale of your study? What is the study design that you are going for? What is your primary objective? What is your secondary objective? Then how many subjects you are including? Subject selection criteria mein what is the inclusion criteria, what is the exclusion criteria? Then what is the test product, dose and route of administration? All the details of that will be here. Then कंट्रोल प्रोडक्ट, उसका डोज, उसका रूट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, देन ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट पार्टिसिपेशन एंड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द स्टडी, कितने दिन पे तक वो तुम्हारे फैसिलिटी में रहेंगे और कितने दिन तक तुम उनको ये करोगे, फॉलो अप लोगे, और कितने दिन पहले से तुम अपना स्क्रीनिंग शुरू करोगे, सो दैट यू कैन गेट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल दैट यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग टू एनरोल इनटू द क्लिनिकल ट्रायल। ठीक है, concomitant medication कौन से अलाउड है और कौन से प्रोहिबिटेड है, दैट आल्सो यू हैव टू मेंशन। देन एफिकेसी इवैल्यूएशन, प्राइमरी एंड पॉइंट, सेकेंडरी एंड पॉइंट, तो प्राइमरी गोल एंड सेकेंडरी गोल के हिसाब से तुम्हारे प्राइमरी एंड पॉइंट एंड सेकेंडरी एंड पॉइंट आएंगे। अदर इवैल्यूएशन, सेफ्टी इवैल्यूएशन, प्लान्ड इंटरिम एनालिसिस, कब कब तुम्हें इंटरिम एनालिसिस करना है, दैट आल्सो यू हैव टू मेंशन। एंड देन स्टैटिस्टिक्स, प्राइमरी एनालिसिस प्लान, रैशनली फॉर नंबर ऑफ subjects। ठीक है, so so this is how the protocol synopsis looks like। ठीक है, and it includes all the information that we have talked about। ठीक है, so this is what I wanted to show you people, like how exactly the template of the protocol looks like। ठीक है, so my only goal in this particular lecture is to tell you that if given if you select any kind of a study, you should be able to write your study details in this format, okay, which will help you to understand, and you will apply your own mind also, in order to make sure that in order when you're writing, you'll apply your own mind also, that what all things I can think of when I'm trying to design a clinical trial for this kind of a medication। okay, so I'm thinking that I can give you an assignment for the same, which will tell you guys, which will be telling you people to write a protocol taking this template only, whatever we have gone through, and just fill in the details of your idea of study। Okay, so it could be related to doing a vaccine trial for COVID-19, or you if you want to do any anti-diabetic drug, anti-hypertensive drug, it is up to you। Okay, so I'll put the assignment on the Google Classroom once we are done with the assignment that I have already assigned you। I guess many of the people have submitted the assignment। I would request that, I don't know when is the deadline, I think it's now, because I had set it for 2 weeks, so go ahead and submit your assignment, uh, and make sure you are submitting on time, before time, whenever it is। Okay, uh, and then after that only I will put the assignment for this। Okay, so in the next lecture I want to just brief you about, quickly I will be briefing about the roles and responsibility of the investigator, and then we'll move on to the which part, uh, I completely forgot, inclusion exclusion criteria। Okay, what do you mean by inclusion and exclusion criteria of a subject in a clinical trial? So we'll be checking that। So are there any doubts, Suraj? You're there?
Yes, ma'am.
You're enjoying at your village? At the same time, you're attending all the lectures, I hope. I understand it's too much for you guys to attend 4 lectures in a day, and data also you have to keep in mind. But now you'll have to do so in order to keep it. Even if you watch it in the YouTube, or you watch it do it here, but here you have attendance is necessary. So I hope I'm making myself
Yes, ma'am.
clear, Suraj. You have understood by far whatever we have learned.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is anybody there who is having any issue, या फिर any doubt? If so, please write me in the chat box. Okay, Musrat. Thank you for letting me know. And then we stop here for today. and we'll all meet tomorrow. You have one more lecture to go at 2:30, so 2:15. So I will sign off for now. Why it is asking me to finish the meeting? Inclusion exclusion criteria difference. Yes, I will tell you that once we are learning about it. Okay, Ketan. So that is a huge topic. We'll cover it.